Top marketers don't even talk about this stuff for good reason, because they know it's the most important thing. But I'm sharing this with you because, dude, I share some of the most elite, valuable stuff you're ever gonna learn. The number one skills of marketing is knowing how to grow a business with cold traffic to the moon. There's a lot of nuances that are different from how most people promote and do marketing. This is like the number one skill in marketing right here. If you know how to convert cold traffic, and especially in affiliate marketing or just promoting other people's products or your own products or building a business, at the end of the day, this is like huge, okay? You can print money on demand if you know how to do this. So I've been really anticipating this video. I know you guys have as well. Let's dive in. I've got the cards here of knowledge over time for this specific topic, okay? This is extremely powerful. Okay, you need to understand how to do this. So it all comes down to trust. The problem is they don't know, like, or trust you yet because they're cold traffic. They have no idea what your brand is or you are or whatever your product is or service. So trust is a big key. So let's think about who do they trust initially. That can really help. They trust other people who've probably been through it. They trust celebrities they like. They trust authorities whom they like. They trust family and friends. So these are people they trust, okay? And so there are more ways also, so I'm going to mention them real quick. They trust the results of the product or service. They trust proof. They trust credentials of whatever the offer or service offers, credentials of it working. They trust social proof. Okay, so proof that it's actually something that will work. Top marketers don't even talk about this stuff for good reason, because they know it's the most important thing. But I'm sharing this with you because, dude, I share some of the most elite, valuable stuff you're ever gonna learn. Next is association. So they trust association to things that are trustworthy. So what are things that are trustworthy? It's a person or a thing or people or authority you trust, etc. So these are cognitive biases at the end of the day, really, because at the end of the day, with cold traffic, you want to be going for the Lollapalooza. So the Lollapalooza is stacking as many cognitive biases as you can for an easy decision in their brain to move forward with your product or service. So the other thing is authority. I mentioned that a lot. Testimonials are really effective. There's video testimonials and written testimonials, text testimonials, and proof testimonials. Okay. Another thing is just someone recommending it. So this is a really powerful pre-sale page, cold traffic. So you'll realize, let me give an example here. Have you ever been to a live event or when someone goes up on stage? A lot of times the host is going to basically introduce that individual, and how they do that is they're going to basically hype up the person. They're going to give facts and give credentials and authority and talk about the person, so they come into the scene with more authority and trust with the audience, okay? So that's basically what a recommendation landing pre-sale page is. It's basically an authority or someone trustworthy already recommending, or like a well-known person or someone with lots of social proof, recommending that affiliate offer you're promoting, etc. This is a very effective sales pre-sale page, because believe it or not, this is why angles come into play when we're doing marketing. The marketing angle. This is one of the best angles out there, by the way, because it's cold traffic angle. Okay, so basically the pre-sale page, I mean, pre-selling the person, so huge, okay? Because it just changes their whole mindset. Let's think about it this way. Let's say they watch a piece of content about this offer of someone that had their life totally changed, and they shared an amazing story about how it changed their life and everything. Okay, that's a great pre-sale. And then you click the link to the landing page, or click a link to a funnel where you get something relevant to the offer they talked about, but they opt in for an email list, and then they go through the funnel and find that offer. They're going to be more likely to buy, because in their mind, they're now pre-sold on the offer through this person, a trustworthy person sharing their story. So story selling is extremely powerful. I mentioned this a lot, but just someone trustworthy recommending something is extremely powerful. How are you using trusted people in your page? How am I using trusted people in my pages? So basically how I do that, it's just I stack social proof, and this is very advanced stuff. So you can go to YouTube and you can use the embed link. So whatever niche you choose, let's say you're in the Forex niche and you're promoting Forex offers that are high ticket. And I'm not in that niche, by the way. But let's say you go to YouTube and you type in Forex success stories. You find a bunch of videos on that. And all of a sudden you go ahead and go embed those videos on your sales page. I do this a lot with video testimonials. People will watch the video, they're going to get pre-sold with the story, and people buy stories, and it's an association to your product because the story's there, blah, blah, blah. People buy, okay? It's really weird. And then obviously you're going to have written testimonials. You can do fake or real. You can go to competitors and just screenshot or save their people's testimonials, and the ones that are too specific to that competitor, you don't need to do, but you can do ones that are vague enough where it can work for your sales pages, okay? So doing fake testimonials, real testimonials, obviously try to stay away from fake testimonials, because at the end of the day, fake testimonials could get you in trouble at a high when you're scaling big. Okay, so just understand that. Next is emotional transference. So how do you really emotionally transfer emotion to people? Well, a lot of times the best way is through video. Okay, so video can emotionally transfer emotion to people. People feel what you are feeling, so that's super powerful. Okay, women pick up on this more than men, but men still do pick up on emotions. And how do you do this? Okay, now there are things that obviously, for example, can be transferred. So humor can make someone laugh. Triggered person can make someone laugh. Someone who is very controversial, opposite opinion, can make you angry about something that you're really passionate about or have a big belief in. And so these are emotional transference things. The most powerful emotional transference thing would be story selling. Okay, so the best messaging and copywriting for your marketing and sales pages and landing pages is story selling. Okay, next is have a no risk to them. When they're cold traffic and they don't know you yet, they do want to have a no risk offer that they can move forward with. So go ahead and offer a tripwire. This is what I do. I mean, dude, tripwire offers at the end are the best for cold traffic, or just simply anything in the ticket. But it's really hard to sell someone a high ticket product right off the bat. So it's best to deliver something very low ticket that's extremely valuable, and then because they love it so much, they're more likely to go and be pre-sold to the high ticket thing you sell in the back end. Now, to be able to really make cold traffic work, because you're doing paid ads and the numbers need to work out, you need to have something high ticket. So that's the math involved. That's pretty much all you need to know there in a way. But the reason why webinar selling high ticket things on the front end can work with cold traffic is because you do a webinar, a long sales presentation, building trust, and all sorts of different cognitive biases, stacking, and emotional transference, and all this going on to sell a high ticket thing over a long sales presentation. Next is benefits to them. So what are the benefits to them? Not the features. You should share the features that sells logically, which is the neocortex, and then emotionally you need to sell them, which is the reptilian and the mammalian brain, which are way less, like they're very automatic to triggers such as being able to survive longer, being able to avoid pain, and being emotionally sold to something or increase the status. Like this makes it automatic for them to make a purchase decision. So just remember that. So what are the benefits to them? You need to stack those. A lot of times you do bullet points on your sales pages for that, for cold traffic, and just share the benefits are emotionally and physically benefits. Okay, very important. And when the benefits are more geared towards easier survival, more pleasure, avoidance of pain too, and surviving longer, if I said that already, that type of stuff, very effective. Okay, for benefits. If you ever read Cashvertising, you need to read Cashvertising. They talk about Life Force 8, the Life Force 8. So when you stack the bullet points and have benefits relevant to Life Force 8, it's huge, bro. What people really want. Boom. Okay, so this is Life Force 8. Okay, survival and enjoyment of life and life extensions, number 1. Next is enjoyment of food and beverages. Next is freedom from fear, pain, and danger. Next is sexual companionship. Next is comfortable living conditions. Next is to be superior, winning, and keeping up with the Joneses. Next is to care and protection of loved ones. And next is social approval. So these are huge benefits and angles for benefits you can leverage. But remember, there are things that matter more than other things in your sales presentation. And the biggest things will always be the story behind the product, the offer that you're doing and the value of it and the price and all that and the perceived value and everything. And then the last thing I would say would be the perceived value, like the urgency and the scarcity of it and the demand of it with social proof. These things can sell things hugely. And then like the no risk factor, like it's no risk at all. That's super effective. And then last but not least, the next most important thing would be the numbers working out. Like how much does it cost you to acquire a customer and how much you're making on average per customer. Okay, very important. Next is low risk tripwire and a lead gen on the front end. I love doing this, so I use ClickFunnels. I use the 2-step order form, and basically people are going to want to see what the price is. If you don't already see what the price is, or they just want to move forward and see, they opt in with their name and email address on the first step. Now they're opted into your list. Then on the second step, some people will buy. A percentage will always buy. And so people move through the funnel like that, okay? And you can follow up with them over email sequence. You can follow up on with affiliate offers and the high ticket stuff. Maybe they just weren't ready to buy right then. And you can send them emails and follow up with them to buy later. Most people buy later. 5% are ready to buy right then and there on average. Next is put more effort into educating them and emotionally engaging them. Okay, so educate them on the offer, answer objections. Okay, most people's objections is just an internal objection, external objection, and objections about trusting the company and you or the product. Okay, those are objections you just need to overcome, and it's really effective to overcome those objections over video a long form presentation, and overcome the objections through stories, making an epiphany for them to, overcome it. So next is have no technobabble. Now, this is crazy. You'll realize a niche you're passionate about, you use a lot of words most people don't understand. So funnels, most people don't understand what a funnel is inside even the marketing world, or definitely a general person. You'd want to say a sales sequence or something like that. That might make a little more sense. Or just selling to people online is how you'd say a funnel. Or just say website. People know what a website is, okay? Or another word in the health thing should be like ketosis. A lot of people don't even know what that is. So you need to, when you say a technobabble type of word, like a big word, or just like a word relative to the niche you're in, you need to basically say it's kind of like blank, okay? So you can describe it. You need to stop and go ahead and describe that thing that you say. Very important, okay? Next is stack the cognitive biases. Once again, I love the cognitive biases. I apply them to my everyday life, everything I do. I understand what's happening to me, what others are doing around me. I understand how to use them effectively and ethically. I mean, dude, if there's one secret to this world for sales in your health, in your wealth and your love life and social, bro, cognitive biases will change your life. Huge, powerful secret there, and just master them. Never stop learning about them. And start for whatever you want to be better at, whether it be marketing, sales, or wealth, or love, or dating, or social. Just think of ways to apply the cognitive biases to those specific things, and you'll come up with a lot of clever things, guys. There is an endless amount of cold traffic, and if you can know how to convert them, then you'll always have money. And if you're reading this, then now you know how. So I wrote that down. It's very funny. Okay, so reciprocity. People are more likely to give to someone who's given to them value up front, okay? That's reciprocity, okay? In social, that would be a compliment a lot of times, or a favor. In marketing, that would be giving a valuable thing up front, or making them laugh, making them entertained, or just giving a great valuable advice that they see as valuable up front, and then they want more value and they go higher and higher up the value ladder in a way, okay? Next is, after you emotionally sell them, then add urgency and scarcity around the offer, okay? So obviously the first thing you got to do is emotionally sell people, especially cold traffic or hot traffic. Most people just buy emotionally right off the bat. But when you go ahead and add in urgency and scarcity, that makes them have a reason respecting tendency, which is cognitive bias, a reason to act right then and there, okay, because they don't want to miss out, which is called FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay, if you're selling your own stuff, then start them off with a very high value but low cost and no risk, okay, tripwire, and then have lots of upsells and push up the value ladder after that. So if you're selling your own stuff, or just PLR products, or whatever you want to do on the front end of your funnels, which I highly recommend, go ahead and do that. You should have your own products or PLR products that you get 100% commission for, because you're selling it yourself, and then having upsells. But it needs to be a no risk, high value. So I'm saying, let's say it's a course for whatever niche you're doing, and you're emotionally selling everything, and you could find a video of someone's story and make that your video sell. I mean, it's fine. Or you could do it yourself, or you can pay someone to do it. But it needs to have high perceived value and extremely low cost. You can get lots of people into the funnel, and then now the credit card is on file. Now you can do whatever you want. Okay, but you can sell a lot of things higher ticket. You can go ahead and follow up with them to sell the stuff. Then you have affiliate offers in the back end that sell really well. High converting offers. It's really effective. Next is, you must create desire and trust around the offer with cold traffic. So the desire for the offer is created through first grabbing their attention, next emotionally engaging them, next is having higher perceived value, making a logical offer to them. So let's say it's an affiliate offer, and logically maybe the price seems a little high in your opinion. And so what you need to do is you need to go ahead and find ways to increase that logical value for the price they're getting. So you can go ahead and add bonuses. That's a logical thing. And then you want to add tons of social proof, tons of status increase symbols, wealth, health, happiness, things that increase status symbols, status symbol people, celebrities, etc. These things increase the desire for it, okay? And then trust is another factor, and you know what? Trust, like I said, someone recommending it, someone trustworthy, a celebrity and authority they like is very effective. And then at the end of the day, trust also can be someone being vulnerable and sharing how the product overcame their struggle. This stuff's crazy powerful, and if you just simply apply it, guys, you can make racks, okay? Now let's go. You can make an emotional VSL, you can make a long VSL. At the end of the day, you don't need people opting into a webinar. You can have a long sales presentation right then and there on your sales pages to sell people, okay? Next is advertorial is very effective. Advertorial basically educates them on the offer and a lot of times it doesn't have story in it, but it can. And then 20% of the sales page is actually pitching the offer after you've educated a ton and given value up front. That's what an advertorial is. Next is a news article, someone basically reporting or sharing a story about it, or just facts about it, okay? And it has trust, because when a sales page is designed like an advertorial or a news site, people do trust news sites, okay? And so it's very effective for trust. Trust badges are effective. Next is a smart quiz. Quizzes get them into the micro commitments of things, okay? Now this is extremely powerful. This is a bias that is applied like crazy in the marketing world. People go ahead and answer one question and they answer another, and boom, they're locked in, they keep going. Now they're super committed, then they're more likely to convert on email submit for sure, and then even more likely than before to also convert on buying the thing, because they're committed through the sequence of questions. Okay, now when you make your smart quiz, you can actually, based off the answers to your questions, you can push them to different offers for their needs. Like if they're female, if you're marketing to males and females, if they're male, you have a different sales page for the males, and if they're female, you have a different sales page for the females. I mean, this stuff helps. So let's say the VSL for the females would be a female doing the VSL, like female's voice or an actual female on camera, and then the other one could be a male on camera. Okay, people buy from people they're similar to. I'm telling you. Okay, this is extremely advanced, but it just increases conversion rates through the roof, because people buy from people who are similar to them. So if you do story selling and you're selling to people that are over 65, which by the way is very, very powerful, because, don't get me wrong here, but because it's an essence bias. So the degradation of the brain makes decision making even more quicker, because it takes a lot of energy. So be ethical when you sell to older people, but I'm saying, like, if you do VSL, do a VSL that has someone over 65 years of age selling the product. Does that make sense? In storytelling about the product. Very, very powerful. I can't stress that enough. Big celebrities, like extremely big celebrities like The Rock, he has traits about him that kind of has every race inside of him. So he kind of looks like he's Caucasian, Mexican, Asian, Black, all of these races. He looks like he's all of them, right? And so people connect with that unconsciously, and he has a bigger trust and following due to the fact just simply relates to more people in that physical regard. So very interesting. People buy vulnerability. I mentioned this a lot, and that's done through stories, but the more vulnerable, the more horrible, the more intense the conflict in the story, the more people will buy, period. And you can definitely leverage storytelling, and I always recommend do a VSL. You can totally do a text type story, which most people don't read unless they're older. People buy like crazy. And if you can't think of a conflict, you can make it up. You could be a real one, you could exaggerate, etc. But it could be someone else's story, it could be your story, it could be a fake story. All movies are basically fake stories unless it says it was a true story, and people love stories. So it's either a conflict in the health of the person, the wealth of the person, or the love of the person, love life of the person. These are conflicts, okay, that you can leverage like crazy in the health, wealth, and love niches. Any other story doesn't really sell that well, or it's not very vulnerable. You'll know that some stories have, enemies that are fighting against, okay, type thing. Now you should look up the Hero's Two Journeys also. The Hero's Two Journeys is essentially where someone it's a character, has a desire, has a backstory. The backstory creates more trust and likability for the individual, and then the desires come into play. So let me talk about what the desires can be. The desires for the person can be to win, to retrieve, to escape, or to stop something from happening. Now this is how you form a story, and by the way, with one story that you really put time into, guys, and you have a good funnel in place, and you have something high ticket allowing you to spend a lot on traffic, putting that in your back end. By the way, the wealth niche is the best niche to have something high ticket to sell. Even in the sweepstake niche, you can correlate that to the wealth niche and sell high ticket stuff after promoting email submit offers, okay? Okay, and one story can literally make you a fortune. And if you just simply never get banned on Facebook, wouldn't that be great? But you'll never get banned in adult. What is your favorite offer type, sweeps or email submits? Just in general, bro. Like email submits, okay, it just encompasses everything. It's not even different like at all. Sweeps are basically a chance to win something. Email submits most of the time are a chance to win something. Or email submits just so broad in general that it can be relevant to evergreen niches such as car loans, insurance, credit, etc. So yeah, I like sweeps a lot. They're easy to convert, so basically it means free stuff, email submits. So you want to collect emails, you want to sell your own stuff, you want to have recurring, you want to have high ticket, you want to have mid ticket, you want to have low ticket stuff in your funnels. That way, a percentage will always convert on whatever it is you have. And even on the sales page, you can link to affiliate offers. People who don't buy can instantly go ahead and click a link they see there and go ahead and see the offer and possibly convert like It's crazy, I know, but I thought of it and I'm doing it and it's working. So it's like, keep doing it. And that's something advanced I usually don't share. So there you go. Next is just a blog. A blog in general with a blog article is a good pre-sale page. Next is model trustworthy looking websites and fonts and font sizes and designs and spacing, etc. Like if you model already successful funnel sales pages and there are tools you can use to instantly copy. I use Google Chrome's Chrome extension called Funnel Page Copier, and you can find ClickFunnels built funnels that are in the 2 Comma Club that have sold to hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions. And like straight up, these sell, okay, these designs, because they evoke trust instantly. So I highly recommend go ahead and model the design and everything about sales page you find, and go ahead and add in your offers, your messaging, your videos, your stories, your headline, all that, okay? Super important, and modeling success is extremely powerful. When you go out there and look at your competitors for when you're about to do cold traffic, you can see their offers. You can see, if you go ahead and use a spy tool, you can see how they're getting traffic. You can see their messaging. You can, most importantly, see their offer, and you can model it, okay? And then you can also go through their funnel and funnel hack them. And we all love the funnel hacking, what it means, because straight up, yeah, dude, I'm making money right now, just constantly, by the way. And like, you can look through their funnel and you can see the back end, because most of the money's made in the back end, right? And so you want to see what they're doing in the back end, their email follow-ups, their upsells, their what offers they have in the back end, the price points, everything. I'm telling you, look at your competitors. Next is, if very cold traffic, then send them to a trustworthy website first. What are sites people already trust? Well, they're sites they're on all the time. So if you send someone as a pre-sale to like a YouTube video or a Facebook post on Facebook, or like Quora post on Quora, or even to an article over on a huge news website, okay, like New York Times or something, straight up they're gonna see that, and it just helps with trust for sure. You send them to like a website that's already trustworthy as a pre-sale, and it has the story selling, the articles there, everything. Then you send them to like your pre-sale page, and then to the offers or to the sales page, and they go through your upsell sequence of your offers. There's a million ways to skin a cat, and you need to understand all the principles of everything going on here. So you just need a bridge that creates an intense desire for the thing of what you're promoting. So here's what you can do in the bridge. I mentioned this a lot, but story, and then adding bonuses, doing testimonials, social proof, no like big words for the niche or technobabble that don't make sense to the person. It makes them leave like instantly. And then educate them on the offer, overcome objections, and then do the perfect webinar. So cold traffic really isn't hard. It's just about trust building like crazy, okay? So you got to build that trust insanely high with these people, okay? And then you got to understand the triune brain. So what's the triune brain? I mentioned in the last video that I just did before this one a week ago. And I talked a lot about it. But there's the reptilian, and then there's the limbic, then there's the neocortex, and the limbic is also mammalian brain. So there's just the 3 parts of your brain. The biggest would be the neocortex, which is your logical. The reptilian is the most powerful, okay, and impulsive. So what does it like? Basically survival and sex, and it's the decision maker, literally the reptilian brain. Your eyes directly link to your reptilian brain first to seek out threats. Now in your advertising, some of the most powerful pattern interrupts ever are, guess what it is? Guess what it is? The most powerful pattern interrupts are things that evoke a threat or fear, or just threaten their survival or safety, or helps them avoid future possible pain or pain they're feeling right now. So that instantly, they can't help it but notice it, okay? So that's the reptilian brain right there, baby. And using that as a pattern interrupt is the most effective you could ever do, because it's the reptilian brain. And biology says, I mean, you want to survive. So and reproduce. And so you can do whatever it takes to help you do either one of those things, okay? Because study of life, that's just what it is. It's just how it is. And there's things that are just rules to life. And the rule here is to grab someone's attention. You gotta grab that reptilian brain and grab its attention. The next one when you're selling is emotion. And you could sell still to the reptilian brain over the emotion of the story, and also to the limbic system, which is a lot of big brands do this, is to sell the status and the feelings and the emotion and educate them on how and why. So how to get it and why they should get it. But at the end of the day, status increase and emotion is super important. Next is neocortex. The offers needs to be a no-brainer. I mean, they want to know logically what result they can get. They want to know like proof. They want to know all these things, okay? And it needs to be a logical no-brainer for them in value, okay, and trust and all that. Next is send them to content to let their guard down so you can emotionally sell to them with the ethos, pathos, and logos. So if you send them to content, if you're going long-term with whatever funnel you do, it can help you to, over time, get all the people to buy over time, or make you money in some way, over time, okay? So when you send them to content, it's powerful for long term. But collecting their email still allows you to follow up with them pretty much forever as long as they're on your email list. So there's that. But when you send them to content, their guard's way down, the trust is really high, you're giving value for whatever niche it is. It's very effective, okay? And then you link back to your funnels and they buy later, okay? So stay consistent with what you do. This is a big secret to making money online, just consistency with the business you choose and going all in. Okay, next is ethos, pathos, logos. So ethos is credibility, authority, and proof. This is how you can sell it to anyone, is ethos, logos, and pathos. So in English class, I remember I learned about this a lot, and I just didn't think about it much. But I wish I would have been aware how I could apply this to sales and making money, because this is like it. Ethos, credibility, authority, and proof. Pathos, emotion, story, and transference. Logos is logic and a no-brainer and results and belief they can do it and value exceeding price. So don't forget that. That's extremely powerful, guys. Wow, I'm sharing with you guys value, man. Whew. Okay, setting traffic to content creates trust, shareability, even shareability and reciprocity. So when you get value up front through content, this is why content works so well to sell things, is reciprocity. It triggers reciprocity. You're giving value for free, they're more likely to go ahead and convert, right? So that's how it works. Some powerful emotions to trigger and transfer to people, which automatically happens through stories. But anyway, is people laughing, crying, feeling warm, feeling angry, feeling fear and shock. These are angles you can leverage emotionally to sell anything. Okay, so start brainstorming how you can do that. Okay, like the angry one, you think about someone by if they're angry. Well, they're angry about a cause. Like they're trying to get behind a cause and they're angry about what's happening, and so they donate to a charity or so, or the product or service that's solving the problem. Okay, the key to convert cold traffic is the hook, the story you do, and basically, you know, the offers that you have. Okay, you got to think of all those. The pre-sale is the hooks. The pre-sale is the ads. So next is the only reason people are failing is they are messing up the hook, the story, the Lollapalooza, the messaging, all the factors, and trust, and then the offer, and then also authority and results and social proof and emotion, or a low risk front end offer too. So these are reasons people mess up. They don't have all of them. They're not applying all these. Once you get them into the tripwire, they buy the why and impulse buy the low risk offer. But when they buy the tripwire, they're more likely to take up sales because they have the halo effect over them. In a way, it's not really the halo effect, but it's kind of like they got the endorphins running, they got the dopamine running from the purchase high. They're more likely to go ahead and buy more stuff if it emotionally and logically can sell them again. Okay, and the value that they see is there. Very important. So when you structure your landing pages, structure it for ethos, logos, and pathos, and emotion, logic, and fear, and hook, story, and offer. Okay, these are powerful, and I wrote that down. Next is most people buy later, so follow up forever. If you can master this skill, guys, you can literally build audiences in any niche. You can get people into recurring. You can sell anything. You can flip your cash quick. You can build funnels for others and for yourself. You can make people tons of money and yourself tons of money. You can help your family and friends. Like, this is the secret, okay? Because in today's age, money follows attention. And when you know how to get attention profitably, you're unstoppable, okay? This is the most valuable skill in marketing by far, and sales and making money in general. It's all about, you know, money follows attention. So go ahead, get attention, and hopefully you guys have a great day and go take action on all this stuff. You can make